Hey, Phil, how are you?
Hey, Dave, I'm good.
Hey, you know, I sent you an email about not being able to edit, you know, one of the pages I needed to edit to, you know, to dispatch my action from the last meeting. Did you see that?
No.
You uncharacteristically did not respond to it.
Yeah, sorry. I've actually been sick, but
oh,
let me
I'm sorry to hear that, man. Are you doing better now?
No.
Are you doing better? No.
No, not yet.
Oh, sorry.
But
sorry.
anyway, let me head it down. I'll help you out.
Well, get better first. It's not in that much of a hurry.
Hey, Brent, you want to start the proceedings, buddy?
Sure, buddy. I was just waiting on Bill to and find stupid chat. What is the stupid chat? That's good.
So you are recording. We've been recording for a minute now.
Oh,
thanks.
Thanks, sir. Hey guys, so we're doing Webex today just because of the limit on Google Hangouts. We'll try and figure out something better for next week, but that's what we're doing today. So last week we went over roadmap for the next 6 months for the healing relief. My guess is we probably just need to go focus on that for this meeting also, now that everybody's kind of had a chance to take that away and at least absorb it and start thinking about it. And then, of course, anything we've missed. So probably somebody needs to share out desktop. I can share out. Madhu, would you share out just because of the latency online, buddy?
If you share now, it will be only emails. I don't even know what to share, buddy. So you want me to share the
oh, just Google Docs. Sorry.
All right, sir. I need to.
I can't find my chat.
Yeah, Brent can share the dashboard of his car or something like that.
Brent should be able to share it. Hey, buddy, can you share it in the meantime, because I am trying to figure it out myself.
Happy to. It's grayed out though. That's the other thing I'm running into now. Ah, never mind. Oh, duh.
I myself trying to figure out this.
Okay, I'm sharing that, buddy.
All right, then. Thank you. All right, sir. Thank you. Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, cool. Is the font okay, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Actually, shoot, this is art, not roadmap.
Dude, somebody removed my heading on the 10th one, man. 10th column 1 is missing.
What was it?
Yeah. And somebody also had bad Madhu there. So that he's the culprit. Whoever it is.
That was me. So we'll dig in. So that was the art specific spreadsheet. So maybe when we get to that, we'll dive in, or we can slip it because let's maybe save the last 20 minutes for art. So it's kind of, I think that's a dependency for a lot of things. Is that cool with everybody?
Yes, sir.
Great. Can everybody see this?
Yeah.
Roadmap.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So maybe we just go down the list, or do we want to start with anything specific?
So, Brent, there's one more thing that I was discussing with you over the week, right? Also, I discussed with Kyle about this one on the idea of adding one more abstraction layer in the project, right? Today, if you look at the layers that we have the Neutron layer, we have the plugin layer, and we have the library layer, right? It's perfect. I mean, it works out well. Everything is fine. Just that I really felt we can add one more layer which can provide us the distributed buzzer switch functionality, right? So today, the Neutron layer talks to the OVSDB directly and OpenFlow directly, right? Without any abstraction in between. But I felt that there's a good use case where if you can have one more layer which can abstract these various hypervisors like OVSDB nodes, and kind of big distributed virtual switch, right? Today, if you look at Cisco and VMware, they all have it. If you look at next to 1K, they have this DVS kind of a concept. Also, the VMware also have the DVS kind of concept, right? In our case, we don't have that concept. We kind of make it work, of course, using, say, in Hydrogen, we have made it work using application talking to these nodes directly. But I felt it will be good to have an abstraction where we provide a virtual switch abstraction to the applications, and application just use that to just indicate their requirement rather than drilling deeper into the OpenFlow and OVSDB. Rather like a virtual, distributed virtual switch exposing features, and this application making use of that. No, it's just a thought. My point is, if we can have that, more applications can make use of it, not just OpenStack, of course, right? We can have NFVs and so on and so forth in the future, right? I mean, not right now, of course. So that's my point, but I'm not sure. I mean, I'd like to hear from you and Dave and others to see how you think about it.
So personally, I think it makes sense, and I think that's kind of what if you look at the Neutron API, that's kind of a subtraction already. So presenting that, because I guess my only concern with OpenStack is that is the what's driving all of this, and if we're not careful, we're never going to be able to support anything else other than OpenStack.
So not that my opinion really counts, but I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Madhu, I think that's a good move.
So actually, my question to the community here is that, yes, okay, from architecturally it makes sense to have a DVS and whatnot, but any of you have a use case for that the one thing is architecture is one thing, right? We have a good architecture to have a DVS concept and move on. From use case standpoint, do anyone have a strong use case to have that implemented for Helium? Because for Neutron, we know we don't need that because Neutron already does it for us. We can just make it work the way we have done it so far. Do any of you have a use case which we can make use of it? If not, it's low priority. I mean, we are very pragmatic here, right? Yes, we want a good architecture. Yes, I'm proposing that. But if there's no good use case, well,
well, what about the group-based policy incubation project and the Affinity project that's already in Open Daylight?
Okay, is there a use case there? You mean those things can make use of the DVS?
Yeah, so if I understand what you're saying about putting in another layer, it's because at the moment it's intrinsically bound to Neutron, right, and ML2. So what are some of the other drivers that could make use of it, right? So I think Affinity could make use of it, and the group-based policy could make use of it too, because they may not necessarily leverage OpenStack.
Yeah, what you just said, was that Keith?
Yeah.
Yeah, what you just said is I've kind of been saying that for a while, that, we kind of ran into this with, at perhaps a higher level with VTN and Dove and all of that, and Affinity, is that they didn't, there was a missing layer of abstraction, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I mean, if you guys think there's a use case, right, I'm totally interested in getting this one done because I feel there's an abstraction missing. I was not sure about the actual use case. And Dave, to the point, right, during the summit, we met with VTN guys, and VTN guys are making use of the current OVSDB code. And for Helium, you'll see VTN project using OVSDB for their deployments. So it's already done. They're working on it now, without the abstraction layer, because they didn't find the need for it. So that's why I was trying to see there's a good use case there. Well, if there's a use case, sure, why not?
Well, I think an inherently
one use case might be that I wanted to run Affinity and Dove. Can't do that right now. So if Dove if Dove and Affinity talk to this abstraction layer, then they in theory could orchestrate, right? Right now they can't.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's perfect.
I don't know how strong that is. It seems kind of like but I mean that just came to mind immediately because we actually struggled with this, as you know.
Yeah.
and
right.
you know, and how we're going to package things and all of that kind of stuff. So you know, in a way, that is a use case for this. Now that would require, obviously, it would require those other two projects to start using this abstraction, which they're not, right?
Yeah, I mean, that we need to push. I mean, for sure, from OVSDB standpoint, I'm fully supportive of that because I really want to see that abstraction in this project. So any code that I develop, that will be developed as part of the controller where any project can make use of it, of course. Then it's really up to the other projects to really take it up and use abstraction. And from there on, as you said, Affinity or any other policy engine can make use of it. That's a good use case, actually, if you look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could basically find a way to unify those three projects, right? That's kind of a use case in and of itself.
I think it's a good idea of just, use case, the actual use case to unify these three messaging solution under the DVS concept, and from there on, any application can make use of it. Doesn't matter. That's a good idea. I think a good use case, actually, yeah.
I'd like to work with you on that, Madhu, if that's cool.
Yeah, sure, man. But Keith, there's only one thing I want to represent to everybody in the team, not just you, right? Because I know you jump in all the things that possibly can, right? But the request from me and even Brent, we discussed about it, right? It's better to concentrate on some concrete steps rather than thinning ourselves out on multiple areas. Because what might happen is we might not hit the deadline that we might have, right? Because, hey, this is open source. Everybody is voluntary. They can work whatever they want to work on. But we all depend on it. I mean, when somebody take up some work, right, we really completely trust them that they will get it done. If not, we really, at the last minute, we are scrambling, right? You know what happened even the last time where the network delete never got done. The deletes never got done because we're not sure who took the responsibility, and then it never got done, right? So my request is...
Madhu, what was the project you were talking about? Or what was the thing you were talking about? I didn't understand what the one that didn't get delivered was.
So in the Neutron use case, right, there are multiple use cases on Neutron. One of them is the Neutron delete use case where we have to handle delete.
Neutron delete. Okay, gotcha. I didn't hear that. That's what okay. Thanks.
Yeah, the deletes never got handled because we ran short of time. Of course, Thomas was working hard on that, and everything is fine, right? But what happened is, since it's open source, folks can work on whatever they want to work on, of course, right? They are free to all. We are not sure, there is no concrete steps to be done, and it never got done, right? Because all of us thinned ourselves out a lot, right? So at least for Helium, Brent and I, we are discussing about it over the week on how to make sure we promise and we deliver on things, right? So the best way is to not thin ourselves down and follow the Agile methodology. If you look at Agile, the way folks do it is they don't assign themselves to a lot of tasks at the same time, right? We assign ourselves to the task that we can deliver on a given sprint. And then once it is done, we'll go to the next task rather than thinning ourselves down on multiple aspects. Because since we don't have a luxury of project management within every project, right? We need to have that kind of motivation to do that. So Keith, not for you or anything, right?
Sorry.
No, I just want to make sure that Keith brought up the point. I just touch base on that point. It is definitely not to Keith to say, hey, dude, do small things. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is, for all of us, it's better to not thin ourselves down, target on a small, focused one, and we keep hitting the sprints and keep moving on to the next ones. So just a point.
And to that point, maybe we probably need to prioritize, probably not this week, but next week, so that we can narrow it down and maybe even try some sprints there.
Yeah, I would think that would be a great idea if we can narrow this down into priority order and work out what's dependent on what. Yeah, because that's important, because that was tripping us up a lot last time, was that somebody was trying to work on something and the code base was constantly changing. So when they went to rebase things had totally moved and it was a nightmare. So, yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm all for it, guys. And in fact, I don't know if you guys follow Agile at all in the previous projects. I had followed Agile in the previous one, and I think that will fit best here because it will make sure we prioritize tasks at a very granular level, and everybody knows exactly what everyone is working on at a very, very granular level, not at a abstract level, right? That way we can have a better manageability, and folks, we can manage ourselves rather than another project manager to manage us. We can all manage ourselves by looking at the tasks at a very granular level. And if you guys are okay with that, we can try to follow an agile kind of methodology. We can have agile fant and things like that. We can have a better focused management on ourselves. Do you guys have any input on that?
Oh yeah, I think we just need to. I think we drive that off dependencies, right? And just real quick, circling back to the original, like why we should do this is, like, there's a lot of people out there that want to do things with SDN that don't have OpenStack and don't want OpenStack and don't have any idea how they. I know everybody's hyper-focused on OpenStack as the hello world of SDN, but I think if we create this abstraction layer, then I think we'll see more innovation around other places, because it's just, at the end of the day, we should make this as easy as possible to consume.
Yes, sir. Definitely, yeah.
I think that's probably our goal with that, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Can we then, if there's interest for the DVS, right? Maybe when you can add this as one of the things that we want to add. We can prioritize. Prioritize can be separately, but at least we can start adding the things that we want to implement, right? The DVS is one of them which we are interested in this one at least.
Hey, Madhu, I know that like DVS is kind of standard terminology, but really what it is like kind of a single switch abstraction of some sort. And, I think we should kind of call it that, because it doesn't really matter that it's distributed. It happens to be, right?
Good point. Yeah, I mean, sure. DVS is well known. That's why I use the terminology. But yeah, if you have good terminology, definitely yes. Dave, it's a good point,
I'm just saying, it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, it just seems to me that what you want to do is create this abstraction, not talk about the implementation, which DVS is kind of a name for an implementation, I guess, or sort of. Anyway, yeah, not that big of a deal. Just a thought.
I mean, absolutely, yes. I mean, is there a good name that you guys want to name here? We can just name right away, right here.
I mean, people can think about it too.
Yeah. So, you want to call it a switch abstraction for now, and then we'll go on from there?
I mean, I'm fine with that or the other one for that matter. I was just trying to raise the point that the industry terminology doesn't seem to be right to me, or exact, or precise, or something like that.
All right. Point taken.
Awesome.
Yep. Thanks, sir.
Cool. Well, so we'll skip our panel to the end. Let's go through the library to-dos, if that's cool with everybody. So we kind of have plug-in to-dos and library to-dos, but hopefully that's okay with everybody. That makes sense. So from last time, Keith, do you want to talk about extensions that you brought up, buddy?
Probably, I've been thinking more about it. I just wondered if it was an option, but at the same time, after going through the spec, I don't really see a need to necessarily extend OVSDB. I think the protocol as it stands today is sufficient. So I just have to think about it a little bit more. So I don't want to add another project that doesn't have a concrete end goal in mind. I think I can achieve what I need to achieve with group policy using the OVSDB as it is, and especially if there's that abstraction layer that Madhu was talking about, I think that could be leveraged as well. So we could keep the OVSDB protocol pure and just leverage an abstraction on top of it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just that it makes sense. I know last time we kind of talked about we've got schema, so the schema is certainly extendable.
Yeah,
we've got a software schema and then the hardware schema. So those two,
yeah,
we'll maintain, and then everything else.
But what I'm actually thinking is, we'll use like a policy renderer and just render things down to the base OVSDB Open vSwitch schema that exists today, right? So it's just these abstractions that get rendered into the schema items as it stands today, and that means no changes to the OVSDB protocol as a transport, right? I think it has the RPC and database commands that I need, so there's no need to change it at all or extend it. It's more schema that I'll be using and rendering. And the abstraction layer may be good for that too. Actually, I know it will be. So
okay, great.
You probably take that one out, Brent. I don't want to make yet another protocol.
Yeah, nor do we. Thank you, sir.
I agree.
Perfect.
We're on the same page.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. All right. Madhu, do you want to talk about the library?
Yeah. So actually, I had a very good meeting with Ashwin and eBay folks. I mean, really good meeting. So they gave a lot of good feedback about the implementation and various things. And Ashwin is the I can safely call him the Java expert on this call and on the OVSDB project so far, right? He's really the expert there, and he has done some wonderful work for us in the previous cycle. One never talks much, but he has done some wonderful work on the hydrogen release. And for helium, I spoke to him, and he's already actually coding it for us. I mean, we had this design discussion about how to do the redesign, and what do we think about redesign must be, and how the library should be completely agnostic of the schemas, and how the library should be an independent entity, not even dependent on the OVSDBs, and not even dependent on the Open Daylight's controller project. Rather, it's an independent entity. Anybody can take the library and just plug it into any other project they want. It should work, right? So that is the goal that we have, and he got the goal, and it requires a lot of Java-specific stuff on the implementation side. So in order to even take the design, right, we need to do some hands-on work to make sure the design will fit in properly, right, to make sure we can have a clean abstraction between the plugin and the library, and how we can extend the plugin by anybody by bringing their own schemas. So it requires some kind of a in-depth analysis on Java to make sure we can do that. And Ashwin is doing it as we speak. And he promised me that he's going to give the first cut of code this week. And we both are going to look at the code, and I'm going to give him feedback on what I think is right or not. And after the first cut, we'll take it up, and anybody can volunteer and start working on it. And I'm sure Dave Tucker is completely interested in that. I know that. And Dave, this is for you. Get ready, and the code is coming. That is it, Brent. Anything else you want to add there?
No. So is it okay if do we mind doing like a point person or a point couple people of who's kind of managing the task? Do we want to go that far? I know that feels a little project manage-ish, but like for this, I think it would make sense to put down Ashwin as a point on it. Does that make sense?
Yes,
should we avoid that? Is that okay with everybody? Okay, cool. Priority. So I don't see any dependencies on that either. Do you guys? I mean, that's the library. That should be standalone and non-disruptive.
Right. Dependency, I think dependency will come only after we do some analysis on that, right? I mean, this is typically, if you look at Agile, right, we have the sprint. Before that, we have a spike. Spike is the place when folks actually do some prototyping and do the analysis work, do the actual investigation, right? So we are in the spike phase now. Before the spike is being completed, we don't know the actual dependencies there. We can leave it for now.
Okay. So I'll just leave that blank then. Okay, cool. NXN code points. I think we're still premature here. Recommend we shelf this until I was still going through some code last night on OBS, so actually I think we're looking like in pretty good shape.
Brent, for the interest of the folks here, can you explain why we need that so that folks will understand? Yeah.
So just the NXN code points are going to be Messier extensions. I think is Rory on the call? I don't see because I'm sharing. Rory was looking at that, and he mentioned that in the channel this week. The main thing that we would be interested in NXN extensions for are going to be IPv4 tunnel source and tunnel destination. I'm thinking the ARP responder. I haven't proofed it, but I've got it going in. I've got everything set up, and I just need to work through it tonight. But I see a lot of OXM in there, so I think this may be doable via OXM, but I'm not positive. So I think probably more on that next week. Ideally, we use pure OXM. If we get to a point where we can't do anything else and we need to implement an XM code, like, you know, we're just totally stuck, or using OVSDB and not using OF or some functions creates performance problems or anything else. So if it makes sense, you know, we'll use it. But until then, so I don't think we're at that point of understanding whether we need to implement XM extensions or not.
So, Brent, just a question to the team here, right? So far we have never used any extensions or proprietary thing. Nothing we use. It's OXMs and you know, it's OVSDB. That's it. As Brent said, there's a small need that is coming along where we might have to use the proprietary extensions, the NXMs, the nasal extensions. I mean, we can totally stay away from that as well, right? So just a feedback from the team here. What do you guys think about it?
Why do you have to use NXMs? Is it performance or functionality or both or something else?
Yeah, so let's take two examples, right? So we have two examples, right, Dave? We had this discussion about the ARP handling thing. So the ARP handling has, we'll go to that. There's another slide for that. But anyways, on the ARP handling side, we have two different ways of doing it, many ways of doing it. And one of them is the ARP responder. The ARP responder is a feature enabled on the Open vSwitch. And we think we can do it only using NXMs. Right?
Okay. OXMs, you mean?
NXM.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Well, so I'm almost thinking maybe we'll do it with OXM.
Yeah, I mean, if you can do that, good, well and good, right? Definitely. Yes. But if you cannot, the question is if you cannot do that, right?
Yes, sir.
That's one use case. Another use case is the what is it, man? Lori is working on the. I'm blanking. What is the feature, buddy?
It's the code points for tunnel source, tunnel destination, right?
Yeah. Specifically for the locator Lisp protocol. My God, yeah. So in order to extend what we have today, we have VXLAN and GRE. If you want to extend to Lisp as well as another tunneling, another overlay mechanism, then we need to have the extension, NXM extensions.
Right. There's no code points for those. Okay.
Yeah. So those are the two use cases that we have today. So I mean. We are thinking of looking at extensions, but if we have some strong opinion not to do that, then we need to take it up.
Well, it's a principle, right, that you'd rather not use extensions, right?
Yes,
that's a principle,
we'd rather
right?
not use extensions, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well.
But for example, if, say, ARP handling, for example, right? If for ARP handling, sending all the ARP packets to the controller and handling that, if say that didn't scale properly, right? Now from functionality, we are going into the performance and scalability right now, right? And when I spoke to the folks in eBay, our customers actually, they kind of prefer the ARP handler, ARP responder, right? Because they said they don't care about flow entries being burnt on the edge, right? They don't care because they know that a given flow might take, say in KBs, even if it is 50 MB memory, they don't really care. All they want is performance, and the performance is solved by ARP responder. Why not, right? So now we're talking about a different kind of angle, different paradigm to it, right? So that's where we are coming from.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Let's keep moving. We're going to start running out of time here pretty quick. Load balancing. Is Arvind on? Hey, Arvind.
Hey, Ray.
What's going on, buddy? Do you mind kind of being point on load balancing OpenStack? Sure.
Sure. Somebody pointed me to that old app also, so I still have to try it out. Sorry, I didn't find any time this week.
Oh, yeah. And my guess is that's not going to be scalable because it's probably going to be heavily reliant on packet in. Well, I don't mean not say it's not scalable, but Madhu, you know that app better than I do. The load balancing app, I assume, probably isn't ready to be dropped into production networks or maybe not even be consumed.
See, I think the load balancing app, if I'm not wrong, is reactive in nature.
Ah,
Right.
okay.
So, okay, sorry guys. I mean, I'm out of touch with that because that app was written long, way back, right? I saw it way back when. I remember it was reactive in nature, if I'm not wrong. And I mean, we can make use of it here and there, but I mean, that's where, I mean, Arvind, since we were talking last week when we met in the summit, we were talking about load balancing, right? That's why your name is like being popped up here as the cat herder here, right? So it'll be good if you can take a look at that and give us some direction on what you think is the right direction for us to take.
Okay, so the goal here is just to attain parity, right, with Neutron, what OpenStack has for load balancing right now.
Yeah,
at least for the beginning.
That's the first step. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm doing this wrong. Team. So for our team, I'm putting multiple. I don't think one person's going to tackle that. VLAN support. I think Shani was working on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Shani, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Hey, Brent, you made it as a team there from Arvind. Is it?
God, I don't know. I'm like hallucinating here.
Okay, are you using Google Hangout or are you using Are you using Google Hangout? Sorry, are you using Google Chrome?
Yeah, I got it. Sorry. I'm just yeah. Never mind. Okay,
hey,
I'm an idiot.
Brent, if you use Safari sucks with Google Docs. Use Google Chrome, it works fine.
Don't you start with your religion on me, sir.
I'm not religious. I'm telling you the fact. Use Google Chrome for Google Docs.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, buddy. Sorry. Yeah, go on.
Shani, do you is there anything you want to talk about on that part, or do you need? I mean, you got the master sitting right next to you, so hopefully you're in pretty good shape. But is there anything you want to tell us about, or anything that's come up that you need some decisions on for VLAN support from the team?
Right now, no. I'm still in the initial stage of investigation, and I have some idea I plan to discuss with Madhu after this meeting. So far, I don't have special issue I want to discuss in this meeting. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
So, actually, there's one more thing I want to add to that, right? I mean, we discussed with the VTN folks during the summit, right? And they are actually doing the VLAN stuff, and they are actually integrating with OVSDB. We can also take a look at what they have done, right? And we can see whether we can make it native to OVSDB as well. And we have two options, and so that's one thing I will be discussing with Shini as well. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Sure.
Software, hardware, and gateway support. That's one that doesn't really have any dependencies. There's no reason this is. So just thinking on it out loud, this should be a pretty easy proof of concept to run with. We should be able to take an instance that would just look like any other OVS switch, put containers on it. This is just my own thoughts on it. I don't know if this is the right way or not, but I would think we could use containers onto it. So this would be a software gateway onto a server, onto an instance, and then that would dial home just like any other OVSDB endpoint. And then that becomes a gateway. Tenancy is separated by having a namespace with an L3 interface namespace for each of the overlays to terminate on.
Actually, Brent, there is one emulator today. Today we have this VTUP hardware emulator.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was just talking about software there. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, got it.
Because I think we should avoid just saying the only way you can consume this is by using this vendor's hardware. I think we need a software only option too. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, got it, man. Got it. Thanks.
Okay, and that'll make proof of concepts. I mean, I think at the end of the day, we have to have like an all software proof of concept. I don't know, is anybody interested in that one? And we've got hardware vendors, I'm sure that are going to be coming out of the woodwork. hopefully, that vendors want to control their own kit because they still live in 1989.
Dude, I'm working with the Midokura guys as you speak, right? So maybe I can put my name there. I will do the investigation at least. Let's see what we can do after that. At least the herding part I can do starting off.
Hey, Madhu.
Hello, buddy.
Yeah?
I think Thomas or Kyle might be interested in that, but I can't speak for them because they're in another meeting. But you might want to I can reach out to them and have them reach out to you to see if they want to express some interest in it to help you.
Sure, yeah. I mean, this is the herding part, right? I mean, the working part, we can make all of us do work. Just to herd, I mean, to make sure we get things done. You know.
Okay, perfect. Keith, I'll put you down as a herder also, buddy.
I beg your pardon? You put me down where? Hang on, let me...
As a cat herder.
You also we both want to do the cat herding for that, yeah.
Okay, I'm happy to. All right, and if
Thanks, buddy.
It's a name, and if I need to palm it off onto Thomas or Kyle, then so be it. But yeah, for now, happy to help.
Okay, great. Thanks, buddy. L3 support. This is so dependent on ARP that I'm not even sure we can talk about it here yet. Or does anybody have strong opinion on L3 yet? Or can we just punt that until we get through ARP first?
You pull up the
I guess. Yeah, I just want to grind through the next two real quick because I know and then we'll finish. Just want to get a name on each.
Unicorn rating.
What's that, buddy?
Unicorn rating, that's the best. Sorry, I'll go on mute. Sorry.
Yeah, no, we figured that would be appropriate. Really quick, Deluxe, I'm going to put Andre, Mr. Tucker, can I put you on Deluxe?
That one.
Deluxe, buddy. Okay. And then
he's nodding. He's nodding on video, mate. Yeah, he's smiling. I don't know. He might have an audio issue, but he's nodding and smiling, so I take that as a yes.
Perfect.
Can you guys hear me, or is the mic gone?
Gotcha. And then
Arvin, yes, we can hear you, man.
Arvin, we talked briefly. You've got a strong background on UIs. Would you be willing to, at the very least, kind of lend your experience and expertise on that, buddy?
Sure. Although no promises, I haven't even gotten it working yet, so I put my name down, but low expectations.
Yeah. Okay, buddy. Anybody else interested there? And again, I don't want to feel like come across weird, like we're saying this is what you want anything you can work on or anything like that. I think this kind of makes sense, and if it doesn't, just tell me, and I'll stop. I'll just delete the whole column. I'm winging it here with everybody else. So.
Yeah, I'm happy to work on it, Brent. I've downloaded it and I've tried to pick around with getting it working. But this is a cat herder conversation, right? So I'm trying to work on the environment, but I wouldn't put me as a cat herder. I'm a worker bee on that one.
So, guys,
that's a good point.
That one needs help, man. I mean, if there's any help that we can get on Deluxe, it'll be really, really awesome because that's one of the important pieces that we really want some help from you guys.
Yes, dude, my best friend from Australia was in town over the weekend, so I got nothing done. So the weekend, I'm trying to do the Deluxe stuff on my spare time on weekends and after hours. So I've got it. I've downloaded it. I'm in the same boat as Arvin, getting it working.
Okay, awesome. Madhu, I'm going to put you as point on the track.
Please,
of
course, man.
Mr. Meyer, anything on here other than out jumping out at you, Sam?
Not really.
2 times?
Not really.
All right, sir. And then, of course, anything that you guys see that you think that we need to get on here also. This is just,
Brent, I think we're missing the 6th column, right? The 6th row, the security groups for OpenStack. Sam was looking at it, right? Somebody was looking at it. Like Sam was looking at it or what?
Not sure. Sam?
No, I was nowhere near that one.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. Thanks.
So I'll put. I did some thought on it on the weekend, so maybe I can at least get a proof going, and then when we get to implementing, we can distribute out maybe. And anybody else, I'll need Arvin to help with the neutron calls and things like that. Yes, sir.
On our side, we put a team, right? I mean, do you have any idea of who's going to run it, or?
No, and we're on it right now. So Dave's name definitely there. I think if that's okay with everyone. If that's okay with Dave. Actually, both Daves.
Yeah.
Nice. That's going to be fun, man.
They've both shown a lot of interest and a lot of thought going towards it. So while we're on that, let's go ahead and pull up the list of options here. Tell me when you can see this, guys, if you would, please.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I really, really would like to get in on that abstraction layer one because it's relevant to my other project and it helps me keep OVSDB pure. So since we're kind of adding names, I don't need to be the chief cat herder. I'll follow Badoo's lead, but I really want to be involved.
Okay, yeah.
Because it has direct impact on other projects that I'm involved in. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'm putting on there. Got it. All righty.
I'm going to palm that hardware one off onto Thomas or Kyle, but just as a placeholder so I can fill them in on this conversation and make sure that they take it on.
Okay, great.
So just so I'm not taking on too much, mate. I got the message loud and clear, so I'm just making commitments so I can deliver on this time around.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Hey, Keith, I didn't mean to say that to you or anything. It's a general comment because we found it last time and we want to make sure we don't repeat the same mistake again. No.
Dude, I got it, man. It was a learning experience for me last time. I took on too much and with all the other crap going on in my life, but this time it's different, so all good. I know what I have a better idea what I'm doing. Not say I know what I'm doing, I have a better idea.
Good.
Sorry, we all took on too much. You weren't alone. Okay, so here's this nice list that a lot of people have been putting towards. I don't know, I mean, now probably isn't the time to get into the details of it, but I do think there should be a time to do that. So I think I'm just going to throw this out and then shut up about it. I think there's probably 2 implementations that we should consider.
Hey, Brent, if you don't mind, can you paste the link on the chat, buddy?
Oh, yes, I thought I did it. Where is the chat? Chat. Oh, thank you.
And we have Mark-in part of our chat now. It's nice.
What's that like?
Dwarkanista is part of our OVSDB channel right now.
Dworkin?
Yeah.
Wow, about time.
Yeah, it is company, man.
I got him on time.
That's something useful for us.
That's my fault, guys.
No, it's good. He needs to get useful. All right.
You should tell him that.
Oh, well. So I'm almost thinking maybe we do, so an OVSDB specific, so we've got 2 options. One is we've got a really rich management protocol, management plan to leverage in OVSDB. So we've got the OVSDB protocol plus OpenFlow 1.3 in the control plane. And we also have OpenFlow 1.3 in some scenarios that ARP really needs to have some thought given to. So I think our priority is definitely OVSDB plus OpenFlow 1.3, but I think it also is important to not just us, but really the community at a large to really kind of give some thought to how we deal with ARP. Because I think Dave Tucker, you got a great point the other day. This is one of those that has a ripple effect. Because in my opinion, ARP is probably the hardest thing for the traditional network engineer to wrap their head around. Because ARP today is so vital. ARP tomorrow is who answers, who replies, and then where does states go. So there's nothing simple about this. And that's all I'm going to say. The Daves, do you guys have anything that you want to add, maybe, or thoughts on this?
Well, I've just started looking at it, so I'm not that. I mean, I don't have any strong opinions yet.
Perfect. All right, sir.
And Brent, one more point, right? I mean, you pointed to OVSDB OpenFlow 1.3. There's also two more dimensions to it, right? One is the neutron dimension to it and non-neutron, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so so that, yeah. When you say neutron, I really mean the cloud orchestrator, right? OpenStack, CloudStack, whatever it may be. I don't care there, right? So
yeah, I'm done neutron, just say orchestration.
Because for some deployments, some might be useful, and other deployments, other ideas will be useful. So it's not pick one, rather it could be pick many, and you identify which one fits which deployments. And from what I heard from the eBay folks, they really like the ARP responder stuff. That means, I mean, that is in.
Right. So that's going to be OVSDB plus.
Yeah. And one more thing is the multi-tenancy, man. I mean, I know it's going to be part of the controller thing. So whoever is going to look at the controller handling the ARP, they have to really deal with the multi-tenancy issues that today we have on the controller. So today, the controller is multi-tenant only from a container standpoint, but we heard a lot of discussions with that, I mean, very valid arguments about why container cannot be seen as a OpenStack or the cloud scale multi-tenancy because of the scalability issues there. Very valid point. So there's one more thing we need to take in mind about the multi-tenancy requirement for the ARP handling as well. But that's why I meant it's a multi-dimensional jigsaw problem.
Oh, there's nothing easy about it, but that's the beauty is we got some of the best people in the industry tackling this, so pretty exciting. You guys are my heroes. Seriously. Nothing. Can't take a compliment. I'm going to shut up now. Sam, anything on that, sir? Or Dave, Tucker, you guys?
Today's very funny, and I think we need to put our hat on back.
I know. I feel like I'm annoying even talking, so I'm going to make sure. Dave, one of you are going to have to run this call next time, so I'm going to shut up. Stop feeling so awkward talking. We should rotate, actually.
I won't leave you hanging. What do you want to hear, mate? I'm not going to leave you hanging. What do you want to hear?
Yeah, thanks, buddy. No, that's all I wanted to hear.
We're out here and we're listening to you. It's all good, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Brent, there's one more very, very important thing that we have to add to the base slide and the docs. The bug fixes. There are lots of bugs we need to fix.
Oh, God, yes.
I mean, I'm not kidding here. It's a lot of bugs, especially on the neutron integration. Yeah.
Okay, so is that bugs.opendaylight.org?
What is it, sorry?
Is there a tag I can use? I'm at the bug page for Open Daylight. Is there a specific tag I can use that will let me? Oh yeah.
No, it's a project. If you look at the project, you can choose OVSDB as a project.
Yeah, I've got it. Product. I found it. I just had to go in. I was expecting to do a search before that. All right. Okay. I can see the bugs here. It looks like I see 6 bugs. Is that? Does that go with you?
There are many bugs that are not filed yet. I mean, we test it. We find a lot of issues. So yes, we'll file bugs. We'll do that. But since we are all part of this together, can you guys also try it out, the Neutron dev stack, and find out these bugs? I myself have seen a lot of bugs. So, and And we just had a demo with the ONS guys, and I was able to make it work without any obvious bugs there. Just that there are a lot of issues there.
So what's the ask going to do? Like, is the ask that we go and find bugs or
yes,
file them? Okay.
All of us.
All right.
I mean, whoever can try it out, find issues, file it. If you can fix it, fix it. If not, file it at least. No.
Yeah. Hey Keith, will you link that the bug page for OVSDB to the chat?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, buddy. And I'm going to put that in.
You want it in the Webex chat, right?
Please, sir.
Yeah, done. Everyone.
So, Madhu, do you have any guidelines for working on bugs, as in what the workflow should be? What needs to go in the commit messages to make sure that they're marked as fixed automatically, and which branch they ought to be fixed in, and how we handle backporting and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, personally, if you ask me, we can fix everything in the snapshot for now. And because I don't hear anybody asking for a re-release from the hydrogen release at least. And we're also planning to have this bi-weekly releases from the snapshot, right? If that is the case, then there is no point doing the backporting, double committing on the branch, and so on and so forth, right? So at least at this moment, I am not hearing anything about maintenance releases on hydrogen. That being the case, and with the bi-weekly releases, I think we can just go and fix it in the snapshot. I'm one of the culprits there. I didn't file bugs yet. I know a lot of bugs. I need to file bugs. The problem is, the moment I file bugs, if I don't take it up, somebody will send a request back asking for reproductions and whatnot, which I didn't have time. That's why I didn't file bugs yet.
Quick question around for you or Dave, or when are snapshots going to get updated? So we've got a nasty OpenFlow plugin decoder bug. We've got LLDP that still doesn't work out of the controller. When can we expect those to be refreshed? I've asked a few people, nobody really knows when those. Do we have a fixed time that we're going to say, here's when we're going to fix, do 1.1 or 1.01 or whatever our versioning is?
So no. The bad thing is we don't have that. And one of the problems is, a lot of people bailed out right after the summit. So you guys are still here, but like Ed's gone and things like that. And it's really hard to do things on controller when Ed's gone, right? Because he plays such a central role in it. Jan's trying to step in right now, but, right now I don't think we have, if people know other things, that's, certainly say so. But right now, to the best of my knowledge, ETA on that stuff is not established. That was what I thought you were asking, right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Appreciate it.
I can add one technical point to that, but what they said is very accurate, right? Technical point is that we should never have a cross-project snapshot dependencies anymore. So we have been doing it in hydrogen till we have the release. So now since we have the release, the cross-project should have only released version dependencies, right? So for example, OVSDB should never point to a upcoming snapshot of a controller branch, right? That's a bad practice, and we should avoid that at any cost. And I know there are other projects, they are doing it without they're not following the good practice there. So at least, Brent, even though they fix the problem on the snapshot, we have to wait till the release thing has been pulled from there. And that is exactly where Dave's point is about. We haven't come to the conclusions of how often we are going to release, bi-weekly releases, and how we are going to coordinate. None of them has been decided yet. And yes, we have a few ideas. Giovanni and me, we discussed about it before. But as I said, Ed is one of the central characters there who has to be there, and he's not there yet. So it's better we wait and,
Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
The reality is, right now, from my perspective anyway, you guys can, obviously say what you think, but really, if you do this and Ed's not here, when he comes back, you're going to have to just do it again, and so let's not do that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes. In fact, because he has a lot of passion towards that, so I don't even want to do anything without him around the picture. So yeah.
Awesome. So perfect. Thanks everybody. Sorry we went over. And then if there's additional stuff that we're missing, does it make sense to maybe? I mean, I know this is kind of lame how we did the original, but again, this is just 1 minute. So we've got this bottom table. Yes, sir.
There's one point on the Docker integration, right? If somebody wants to take it up, we can even put the name and let's take it. It's low priority, we know that, but Docker is something which we have been, a lot of guys are asking us. It'll be good if you can put the name and somebody wants to take it up, we can take it up. It's low priority for sure.
We should volunteer Florian's baby.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What is that?
It's Florian's name there.
Yeah, Florian, of course, yeah, of course.
I'm screen capping that and tweeting it at him for not being here.
One more thing with you. Just thinking about it, before when was it? Before Christmas, I think, we were talking about automating the testing process for new patches because every time that we wrote something for the controller, for OVSDB, we needed to get somebody to verify that it worked properly before we could merge it. So we should probably look at that this release.
Oh, very good point, man. And yes, we actually, thanks to Tykeil, we actually have a VM with us, which we can integrate with OS and whatnot, right? So we can actually do the integration test now, not just unit test. We can do integration test, IT, and it's on a plate. I never got, right just before the release, I didn't get a chance to integrate that, but now we have the chance. So since you brought up you want to own it, I think so. So I'll give you the OVS details. I'll give the automation details. We can take it from there. Definitely a very important point.
Cool. Yeah, and we need to get Mastery on board as well because I think we were going to look at seeing if we could expand some of the OpenStack Tempest tests on the networking side so that we could actually test that our stuff works automatically, which would be nice.
In fact, he was talking to Tykeil about the Tempest test. If I'm not wrong, I think Kyle and Tykeil, they are building a Tempest test infrastructure in OpenDay, right? Yeah.
Cool.
I think maybe it was just they didn't get in time for the summit, and I think there was some confusion about what was going to be available and when. But yeah, I think that's still an ongoing thing.
Oh, Thomas is here. Good, man. So, Thomas, do you want to add one more item for Tempest testing? You want to do it now?
Well, I can work it. I'll work with Kyle probably, but yeah.
Oh, perfect, buddy. Yeah. Hey, Brent, you want to add one more for Tempest testing and let our Thomas lead that? Our man.
Sorry, that's in the scope of OpenStack, or is that independent of OpenStack?
It is OpenStack.
And that's a requisite to get upstream to releases too, right?
It's Thomas and Kyle, right? Yeah. Hey, Brent, one more thing on the docs side. Now, docs, I don't think we should wait till the last minute again we fail on the docs, right? Do you think we need to add a docs and start engaging with Colin right away and start doing things? Because we dropped the ball completely on that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, there is a big need for a docs cleanup.
Yeah, and let me I'll put in a call. I'll call this afternoon to Colin and see if he was still interested.
Hey, did anything ever happen? Did anything ever happen with Colin McNamara and all that stuff we started a long time ago?
Yeah,
not that I know of, and that's I'm with you.
Like he did some commits originally, and then Dave, it's actually our fault. We never got a chance to engage him completely. Right, hydrogen release was so crazy. So personally, myself and Brent, we didn't get a chance to engage with him. But he was interested in that. It's totally our fault.
Yeah, and
Matthew
LeMay as well is working on some some DocBook stuff as well. He was getting it set up. I think he's going to try to show it here in the near future. So I think there are others that are working on automated documentation generation as well.
Nice.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking, remember, I don't know if you guys remember back to this, but I mean, you know what I was thinking was we were going to do like kind of a pilot project on OVSDB, right? That we could use for the whole open daylight, right?
Yes, and that's where we talked about it.
Yeah, it was totally on us. Just because we were frantic. So we'll how about this? We'll get a call. Phil, would you mind getting off a contact with Matthew, sir? We'll stalk him before next week.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen him on the list, but I'm just not sure. Or maybe even introduction, if you had time.
Yeah, no worries.
Maybe we can just pilot it here.
Do we want to break out this?
I mean, the reason I was saying that and reliving that was because, you know, you guys seem to be, like, of all the projects, you know, the ones that are together, you guys are, like, right there with the ones that are together. So those would be the obvious places to try to find a way to pilot something for this, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yes, I think that makes... And thanks for the compliment, sir. It's you, too. It's not you guys. It's us.
Hey, don't let it go to your head.
You're a pirate now, buddy.
Hey, guys, I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just watching the spreadsheet fly by. Who's the Thomas? Who's the assigned to the thing on the right, Brent?
Oh, T. Buckman, yeah, T. Buckman.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure it wasn't me.
Tom, how did you say it, buddy?
Stuff to do.
That's right, buddy.
Tom, for you, we'll have much bigger one. You're going to have a big team, right? So it's much bigger project for you.
Yeah, I got a guy starting on Monday, so he's going to get on this pretty soon. Yeah.
Nice.
So, Tom, this is you, if you can see it.
Yeah, nice. Excellent.
You're probably going to learn that lesson pretty quickly, right, Tom?
D&M's already got you on that list, doesn't he? He's got a well-earned breather coming to him. He gets to play with us now.
Hey, Brent, thanks a lot, man, for doing this. It's really awesome, man. Thanks a lot.
Oh, no. Thank you guys. Great, I hope it wasn't too annoying. So, thanks.
You're organized, man. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll see everybody.
I got to run too. I got to run, man. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks, Dave.
All right,
bye.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, everybody.
Yep. Bye, guys.
We'll get the recording up on the YouTube, guys. When Phil, if you'll just shoot it to us when we get a chance. So.
Hey, Brent.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so row 11, the hardware one, I said that I thought might be, Thomas and Kyle might be interested. So it looked like Thomas was actually able to join the call. If once everyone drops, would you mind just going over it so he can hear and maybe he can pick it up?
Oh, sure.
Row 11.
Hardware integration.
Yeah, sorry. I'm coming late to this.
Oh, no sweat, buddy. So the main thing that we need is, so we're setting up islands, right? We need to nail down how to get those islands drained into top of racks, things like that. It gets political with we're not recording that.
Dude, it's better, right? Cisco guys are here because if you can get Cisco's top of the rack support OVSDB, then it's a good solution for us.
No, yeah, dude. I mean, I guess I was trying to say this might be political for you, but I mean, end of the day, we don't want proprietary nonsense. We want native OVSDB, OpenFlow. Well, actually, we don't even, more so. Native OVSDB is good enough. We can populate MAC addresses with just the native OVSDB. So, however it wants to be done, as long as it's a pure ideally pure and using the hardware tap schema, that would be beautiful. Because there's going to be some reference implementation. That'd be awesome if you guys were on them.
This is the schema stuff, and does this also bleed into the library separation of the library with the in the plugin?
No, this is pure schema, buddy. This is purely schema.
Pure schema. Okay.
Yeah. Just be implementing the.
But aren't those coupled though? I mean, wasn't there? Because the hardware VTEP is a different schema, and that was the issue that right now everything's got a Java object associated with basically with each table.
Yeah, that's why this is dependent on the row number 7 or whatever there, where we are going to make sure we separate out the library and
separate. I see. I got you.
Yeah. So it's like sequential. Once this is done, the other one becomes like non. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And so most of them, I've heard of a couple implementations, and most of those are using OVSDB to populate MAC address tables. Of course, everybody wants to abstract it to their own API or whatever. So I don't see any, if you can take the implementation on the hardware, we can care less, right? As long as it lives and breathes like another OBS endpoint. I think that's awesome.
Is this coming through? Go ahead.
No, actually, I'm excited that you guys are taking a look at it, at least with Keith and Thomas, because it's one of the things there. I'm sure folks would like to standardize it across the vendors. So let's see what you guys can do for us.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
It's going to happen. So, I mean, I don't know. I think this is a big question mark for me anyway. We get now, how many people are going to be in the reference architecture?
Well, we can at least have a look at it. If there's a problem, there's a problem. If there's not, then it gets done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, let's not, I'm not worried too much. I'm not too worried about it, right? If it's not feasible, it's not feasible, but at least we are in a good position to be able to help based on your kind of job.
Cool.
I'm not really that lucky as us, man, because Brent and myself, we both, this is our work as well, right? This is our day job, so it's perfectly fine with us.
Yeah, seriously, that's more time to look at pictures of cats on the internet.
Oh, that's your day job, huh?
Roar.
Don't tell Chris.
Oh, it's all right. I think we're done, buddy. Yeah.
All right, fellas. Thanks, guys. This was awesome. We'll go well.
All right. Thank you very much, boys. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
See you guys. Thank you. Bye.